This was the scene as Larry the Laker arrived at the lower school for his annual visit to Earhart Hall. His entrance this year was extra dramatic, as Mr. Schnitzline escorted Larry while riding a vintage fire truck. Security was beefed up for Larry's arrival as the littlest Lakers went wild. The tradition began a few years ago and has become a favorite of the lower school boys. They made signs, chanted, and cheered for Larry, and will no doubt be excited to follow his journey on campus. It's safe to say Larry is a rock star in the lower school. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Jonah Lubeck. Paxton Randall is on assignment. Well, it's the middle of December and the holidays are here. Larry the Laker is just one of the many great traditions we have here at BL during the holidays. Last week, we held our all-school concert where boys from all grades showed their hard work and effort. Miss Anderson, Mr. Bareford, and Mr. Pisarczyk did a great job and really brought the holiday spirit. Another fun lower school tradition is the reindeer run. Lower school boys can choose to participate in a fun race around the middle school campus and be recognized at the lower school concert for their accomplishment of completing the race. Parents attend the race, making it a fun family event. Fourth grader Toby won this year's race and was still winded when we caught up with him after the race.
Yeah, I won the reindeer run. I got a time of 6:48. I beat my record by a lot. It was a little slippery, but I just did it.
So what's the message for guys next year? You gonna try to repeat?
Yeah.
The lower school has really been active this holiday season. One of the coolest experiences the boys got to have was singing at the Walters Art Museum for the monument lighting ceremony. Little Lakers from Mr. Bareford's music class performed 2 sets for the crowd at the Walters. The soloist did a great job and all the kids really impressed the audience. Great job by Mr. Bareford and all the guys. Across the bridge, an upper school tradition that could be considered the tastiest tradition we have is the Michelin Men's Thanksgiving Feast. Every November, the members of the Michelin Men Cooking Club make sure to have a Thanksgiving feast as one of their scheduled events. The guys each bring in at least 1 dish each and meet during the regular lunch period. The choices were delicious, with many plates being quickly cleaned of their contents. Our BLTV crews always seem to get video of the Michelin Men meetings. Any guesses why? Keeping with our theme of tradition, Lakers are known for giving to and serving others. This year, upper school students have a unique opportunity with Gifting Back to Baltimore, an art project designed to assist local nonprofits, including the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. A 3x3x3 giant gift box was delivered to the school for students to decorate as they saw fit. Several of Miss Amy Diggs' students led the way as the box came to life over weeks of hard work. Senior Tyler Slokowski led the team.
This is a project for the Cross Keys Village. They came to a couple schools in the area, and they gave us this 3x3x3 present. And they told us decorate it with the theme Gifting Back to Baltimore. So on this box, we've decorated with a couple iconic locations that have fundraisers, events, and are so famous that they bring gifts back to Baltimore. They give back to Baltimore. So a good example that I like to give is a Constellation boat. They have a lot of fundraising events there, and Fleet Week, Constellation boat is one of the most commonly step foot on boats in Fleet Week. We have the aquarium here, that's huge. They do a lot of stuff with conservation. Trashy, the trash wheel, cleans the bay. So there's a whole bunch of different things on the box, that locations on the box, where the locations are super important to the quality of Baltimore City. Giving our students an opportunity like this is super huge because it really showcases some of the hidden talents and some of the hobbies that our students don't necessarily get to put forth in the community all the time. First and foremost, it's a competition. So we do want to win. If we win, we get $5,000 for charity. And if that's coming from the arts program at Boys Latin, it'll be good publicity and good news for us. We can really expand the program. I think this box is special in that way because we have an actual image, a vision, that once we hit that vision, we can't really go farther. And the vision we have is grand, and we're very proud of that.
We have 8 schools here participating tonight, 8 nonprofit partners.
We're here at the Cross Keys Village for the box unveiling for the Gifting Back to Baltimore project. All right, what was your favorite and least favorite part of the box?
Favorite part was the crabs. They got really solid detail on them. Least favorite part, probably the horse track, because I didn't know what it was until Tyler drew it.
My favorite part of the box is actually Ari's Park Pagoda. It's really, really good. Boys Latin School is really excited to present our Gifting Back to Baltimore box. The project showcases locations in Baltimore that really do gift back to the city. And this organization and this event, it really gives back to Boys Latin because it really brings our art out of the building. We're really excited to be out here, and we really are excited to represent the city that we love so much, and we're excited that they chose us to complete a box.
Voting on the boxes continues through December 31st. Make your vote to support the arts and the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Great work by all involved, and special shout out to Miss Diggs. Now, here's Tom with a look at the Alumni Business Forum.
Thank you, Jonah. In this edition of the new Alumni Business Forum, we're honored to welcome a true Boys Latin legend, Mr. Bob Carter. Mr. Bob Carter graduated from Boys Latin in 1964 and then Johns Hopkins in 1968. Mr. Carter has been a pivotal figure establishing the school's boarding program. He has spent over 4 decades working at organizations around the world, from the World Health Organization to the National Aquarium, all while chairing and advising countless other nonprofits and boards. Mr. Carter embodies the spirit of giving, not only with his generous contributions to Boys Latin, but through his life's work of empowering others to make a difference.
Well, all those organizations, the ones you mentioned and a number of others that I've either been on the board of or in fact chaired the board of 7 of them, are doing things that I really believe in. They have values that I want to see continued long beyond my time on earth. And I think it's important that we exercise one of the freedoms we have in America, which is the freedom of involvement, the freedom of philanthropy to support the things that represent, again, the values that we think are important, whether it's molding young boys and men for the future, or whether it's worrying about clean water with the National Aquarium, or with my World Health Organization Foundation role with worrying about delivering better health to parts of the world that are very fragile and very and don't have access to the kind of healthcare we have. There are lots of causes like that that I'm very interested in. Boys Latin happens to be a very important one to me. The special moments for me have to do with my whole career trajectory changed one afternoon at Boys Latin. When I was working there, I was teaching, and I started the alumni office and development office. And Jack Williams, the legendary head of school, came into my little tiny office in the basement of the front of the building and said the trustees had decided to create a development office, and they thought I should be the first development director. And I asked Jack Williams, I said, does it pay anymore? And he said, yeah, I can find you a little bit more money, a couple $100. And I said, I'm your man. And that afternoon forward, I ended up in a career track that was that took advantage of some of my skills, which were speaking and writing and things in the humanities area. But certainly communications became a very important part of my career. The joy that I've had, and the most rewarding, is just a combination of the scholarships that Carol and I are able to provide, and the certainly investing in the facility, and generally having had a voice in the direction of the school when I was on the board and chairing the board, back in the 90s. Building the bridge across the street was my initiative, along with a couple other really trustees who were very worried about. We had all of those kids were crossing the street every day.
You bring up the bridge in 90s. My dad was class of 92 here at Boys Latin. the bridge was actually built a few years after he graduated, so he would run across the street, and he makes comments all the time about how it was pretty miraculous that nobody got hurt.
Yeah, it's just there was some other power was watching over that. That's for sure.
In 1960, Boys Latin moved to the Lake Avenue campus for the first time. What was it like being a part of Boys Latin at this very new time in our school's history?
Well, that was exciting. We had my story on that is I started Boys Latin in the 5th grade, and there were 5 of us in the 5th grade. And after my 8th grade year, the school was closing. And my brother graduated the class of 60, which was the last Brevard Street graduating class. And I had applied to and been accepted to St. Paul's School. And it was around June. I was already all set to be a crusader in Brooklynville. And my father came into my room at home and said, I just got a call from Jack Williams who said they're going to have a school next year. And my father left it up to me to choose what school I attended. And I said, well, I never wanted to leave Boys Latin, but it closed. And so we made the decision that evening that I would go to Boys Latin.
Mr. Carter, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self at Boys Latin, what would it be?
Try to absorb as much as you can and understand what a unique opportunity it is to be a part of this kind of a school that cares so much about individuals. And I did some of that, but I wish I had done more. And at age 15, it's hard to be self-aware of a lot of things that are going on. You haven't developed that kind of awareness yet. But concentrate on the good things. It's so easy to find faults with people, with places. Having a positive attitude has been one of the assets that's carried me into a lot of rooms and a lot of success over the years. The glass for me is always half full.
We're in the thick of the winter sports season on Lake Ave, and it's been quite a ride so far.
Some exciting things are happening in the Galveston on the hard court, but first we hit the mats. The wrestling team is hitting the mat hard with a strong start in the Nightmare Tournament at the Parkville High School. The squad has shown major improvement from last year with 5 Lakers placing at the tournament. Cooper Monroe, E.J. Hill, Robbie Garcia, Benny, and myself all placed. Most notable was Cooper Monroe, who dominated his competition and earned himself first place title. During Cooper's tournament winning match, he tech-fought his opponent, who previously placed 5th at Public School States the year before. The team has high expectations for the rest of the season.
One big change on campus happened when Dr. A.J. Kolop did not return to school this year. This not only affected the English department, but several sports teams as well, including varsity squash. But all is well, the team is going into the season under the leadership of senior captain Cooper Knobb and Evan Rosen. There are high expectations as the guys have potential to make a deep playoff run. However, their eyes are still set on taking down rivals St. Paul's and Gilman. New coach Mr. Reagan Mullen-Martin is making an impression. Senior Mitchell Wolf told BLSN that the team is, quote, excited to have a new personality and new mind coaching us up. We have high hopes for the season and we're wishing for the best. Remember, we play our home squash matches at the Calvert School. Get out and support the fellas.
Another big change this year, this one's on the ice. There's a familiar face missing from the bench this year. Longtime coach Butch Meisel retired from coaching hockey after last year's championship run, and Coach V is now in fully charge of the Laker bench. It was a little odd seeing Coach Meisel behind the glass at the first game this year. He was kept company by BL alums Drew Wayberg and Nick Chan, who stopped by to watch the boys. The title defense hasn't been easy so far this season, but the guys did secure a decisive win over rival Gilman. The team is off for the next couple weeks and returns to action in the new year, January 9th, versus School on Falls Road.
If you haven't noticed, things are getting very exciting in the Galveston Athletic Center these days. Coach Don Milburn has his team putting up some big numbers to start the season. The guys have dropped at least 70 points in every game so far this season, with a season-high 95 against Hargrave Military Academy this past weekend, with 4 players averaging double digits in points and 6 players averaging at least 7 points per game. Opponents can't cover everyone. The Laker Invitational Tournament was exciting as the team dominated both opponents, beating New Hope Academy on day 1, 71-52, and St. Mary's on day 2. Junior Elliott Hopes led the way in the championship game versus St. Mary's with 15 points. Freshman Noah Solomon scored 14, and senior David Pridgeon netted 12 in some very big moments, including a put-back dunk, a big-time rejection. The Lakers won the Laker Invitational Tournament for the first time since 2018, 79-56. Sophomore Rel Davis was awarded tournament MVP. BLSN covered the action and caught up with the team after.
Got a lot of different points in action from a lot of different players. How does that speak to this team, not just being about one player?
With our new recruits this year, we knew we were going to be a lot better from previous years, but it's crazy to see that we really are what we thought we were.
Yeah, I mean, that's the important piece of it, right? We need to get contributions from everybody.
Everybody's friends off the court, everybody's friends on the court. We know our weaknesses, our strengths, so we don't put each other in tough positions. We know what each other like, so it makes the game easier.
Feel great to be back with the guys. I miss it here. Great atmosphere, environment amazing. You can't get it nowhere else.
Helping my team win, helping us get better every game is a process, just trying to do what I got to do to help us win.
Noah gives us great sparks. One of our seniors out of the starting lineup because he missed a week. He's able to step in and play really, really well. So really proud of him for that. It was great. His pace of game was great. His leadership was great. And actually defensively, I thought he was really, really well. He led us in rebounds for the weekend, so I think that was really important. That was a point of emphasis for us.
First LIT win since 2018. How much confidence does this give the team moving forward?
I think this was really important for us as a team to kind of get this win and bring that trophy home. We haven't won in a long time, and it's our tournament, so it's only right that that we take it home. So it's really important as we go forward.
Right now, we want to stay humble. We don't want to get too confident from it.
So I truly believe, and I know the boys believe, we can go far this season and maybe bring it home.
Trying to create a legacy here.
I hope to see you in the stands supporting your Lakers.
There's your update on Laker winter sports. Jonah, back over to you.
One trend that our videographers noticed early in the school year while recording in classrooms was the seeming abundance of frosted hair. Frosted hair can describe the dye or coloring job done to someone with naturally dark hair when they dye the ends or tips of their hair bright blonde. It seems to be a trend with the freshman and BLTV cameraman, even recorded some middle school students rocking the frosted do. Opinions run strong on a surprisingly polarizing issue.
The frosted tips are a great option for some people, but not quite everyone can pull it off.
I think it's a good summer look, maybe not like in school season, but I don't hate it.
They look pretty weird, to be honest, and yeah, I don't like them at all.
I'm a terrible person to ask about hair.
Not my favorite thing in the world. My friend Blake Connor, he has them. Don't look great.
There is some appeal to the frosted tips that I'm just not in tune with.
Not like I'm spending a ton of money on hair products or hair combs or brushes or anything else, but it's a little crazy. I wouldn't do it.
We are, of course, having a little fun and kidding around. Our main goal here at BLTV is to tell you a story. We like to include as many smiles and laughs along the way as we can. That will do it for this episode of On the Lake. Happy holidays to everyone, and we'll be back after the new year, and you may notice some slight differences in the show. For Rocco, Benny, Tom, and the crew, I'm Jonah Lubeck. I'll see you next time on the lake.